Hi everyone and welcome to Peak Survival. This is a good friend of mine. His name is Dangerous Dave. You've seen him in the rabbit skinning and gutting video, and he's back for another cameo. He's my knife specialist. He's the one that's been teaching me everything about knife selection, and it just turns out a lot of you have been asking questions about what knife to carry when and the benefits of different knives. So he's going to take us through it. Now, just as an intro, I'd done a video a while ago on the Mora knife, and although it's an excellent knife, it's a little bit more entry level for basic bushcraft and skinning fish and whatnot. So excellent knife, but a lot of you have been sending comments that you want something a little bit more rugged and an all-around excellent knife. So this is where David King comes in, and he'll be able to take you through the different knives, why you would choose that one, which ones to maybe avoid depending on your style, and you can take it away, Dangerous Dave.
Lovely, thank you very much. So you've seen this one before. All these knives ranging here, I'll go through them one by one. All the information is available lower down on there are links on the website. So if you miss anything, look at the link, always send a question in, okay, and we can answer it. So first one, this is one of my favourites. It's a US pilot's knife. It's very heavy. It's not the sort of thing I carry as a general day-to-day for general day-to-day work because of its weight, but it does have some special uses in that it's got a thick blade. It's got a nice decent handle. It's got a nice pommel so that you can actually use that as a hammer.
I like that.
It's one of my favourites. It's a bit dirty, but we're going to do a sharpening video later on, so you'll see it in its true glory. That's just as a comparison. These two are ones that I would carry on an extended camp where weight isn't an issue. These are the ones that I'm going to review and have a look at. You've got the buck, remind me.
Yeah, that's the buck, sort of almost a combat style knife.
Right, and again the links are available. So just on the blade, looking at the blade itself. Okay, it's very nice. So we've got a very nice construction, grip on the back, hard polymer handle. It's got a nice grip and a nice grip here for the thumb, so you could really put some effort into that. Very thick blade on the back, okay, which you could use for knocking a nail in if you're going to tie down a sharpening stone for later in. You can. It adds to the what's it? Lost the word. Sorry. Adds to the just nice feel of the knife, really. Blades on the front. You can see the shiny section of the blade.
Right there.
Okay, that is your working section, which is that's what would be sharp, and then you've got the serrated edge here, which is good for stripping wood down, good for cutting ropes, good for emergency use. It's, as a bushcraft knife, it's limited in its ability to actually, that's your working part of the knife, where you would actually force through sections of wood. It's not my personal preference, but that's just a personal preference. A lot of people
And
get on
what
with
about
that.
sharpening? That would cause a little bit more trouble, right?
This is more technical for sharpening,
exactly.
Which I will come to in the have a look at the sharpening video, and I will cover the technicalities of sharpening this section. So that's this knife. As general feel, nice, but I wouldn't personally carry it as a sole knife. I would use that in tandem like I do with these two.
Okay, so now we're going to move on to the SOG Seal Pup.
First contact, got a nice, you feel the sharpness of that blade. That comes very nicely factory sharp. If it comes through on the video, this is nice, got a very nicely finished rounded edge on this section here, and then you just see that shining sharply, the actual sharp working edge. Very nice, sharp all the way up to the top. It's got a good grip there for scraping away, and a nice bevel there that would actually work wonderfully with a sharpener for lighting your fires. That works very well, so that would fit in very nicely. That's a very sharp blade, it's gorgeous. But handle itself feels a little bit plasticky.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
That's a much nicer handle.
I would like to see a little bit more effort in
yeah.
the handle.
If they'd finished this handle off,
yeah,
like the buck, it would be a very nice knife, in my opinion. Good weight to it, good weight to the blade, and a very nicely finished, finished stainless steel blade.
And what I like too is when you get this model, there's a spot for your fire steel, so you can have that together in there.
And it's nicely thought out. This is your standard sheath, which just goes on the belt loop.
For the buck.
This is very nicely with the SOG, because it will fit double belt loop. You can put a belt through there, section through there, so you can mount it in several ways. And it's also got the eyelet, so if you had your personal preference, you can mount it upside down.
Yeah, I like that.
It does have quite a nice, not sure if that comes through on the video, but there's a nice solid section for the sheath to go in, so you've got no danger of actually cutting your your sheath when you put that back in.
Lovely.
And a nice solid handle, so if that's in there, it's not going to drop out. That's a very specialist position, so it's nice if you need to use it in a hurry. To be honest, it's not necessary. If you've always got it to hand, you know gravity's going to keep it in the right place. Okay, so let's go on to the third knife.
Okay, so this is my current knife. I really enjoy this one. It's by Bemchmade. It's the 510 ramp Bowie. I even use it in the kitchen. It's just so effective. It's really sharp, factory sharpness. So you can take it away, Dave, and expand on my favorite knife right now.
First glance, lovely. It's a nice rubberized handle. It's not as tough as the polymer type on here, not as plasticky as the SOG. It's got a nice firm rubber grip that you can actually use in many ways.
Exactly.
So either, and many grips. It's comfortable, good feel, nice positive hole in the back. The blade itself, although is not as thick as
I'll hold that one.
this one, okay, it's not quite as thick, but it's much lighter. The difference in weight between these two, you'll have to look on the details below. It's quite a big difference, but it is very nice to hold and very light. It's got a definite positive, nice finish to the blade itself, and very sharp. Okay, so it's not quite as obvious as this section, but it's a flat blade right the way down. So you could use this. Oh, I've got a piece of wood up here. You could use this to actually force through quite neatly, but also you can bring in for some of the finer stuff. And I said the nice bevel there allows you to really finish a piece of wood off very well indeed. And you say you use this in the kitchen?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so just to give you,
it just feels very effortless.
right, if we compare that to this one, it's the angle's slightly wrong in my opinion, because the serrated edge is beveled on the wrong side, so you've got a very steep angle. And you can see there, you're not giving a nice finish edge,
And
a nice edge to that.
Try the SOG as well.
If I compare it with the SOG, again the grips just doesn't feel a positive grip on that at all, which is a shame because the blade's very nice. This bit here, although it adds to your grip, it's not as comfortable to use as either the other two. So that. And this angle here, it's a bit too steep, so it sort of gets in the way. Again, you've got to come in very steeply to actually get a positive grip. Personal preference on, if I were to carry one of these knives, it would have to be this one.
Yes.
Okay, I'm afraid this is very nice knife.
Yeah.
Again, you don't have to come in too deep to get a positive cut. very neat, and as a single-use knife. So you've seen me give it some stick. Let me just see what happens if I attack the paper. So
that's a nice
even
clean
with the stick that I've just given it, you can get a nice controlled cut on the paper. If I were to compare that with the SOG, again very sharp, and I imagine